Buckle your seatbelts for another tale that's sure to send shivers down your spine. What if I told you that a charming house in Florida once served as a funeral parlor and is now one of the most haunted places in the state? This is something you must hear to believe. Today we're going to share the mystery of the Riddle House, a historic home that was once a funeral parlor and is now plagued by the ghosts of its dark past. Located in West Palm Beach, this Victorian house has a history that is as eerie as it is fascinating. But before we get into that, there's an even more tragic story tied to the house. A story of a former employee who took his own life within its walls. I'll share the details in just a moment. The Riddle House was originally built in 1905 and served as the home of the cemetery's caretaker. Later, it was converted into a funeral parlor, a place where the deceased were prepared for their final resting place. Over the years, the house became a hotspot for paranormal activity, with many attributing the hauntings to the souls of those who passed through its doors. The house was eventually moved to Yesteryear Village, a historic park, where it remains today as a museum and a magnet for ghost hunters. But before we delve deeper into the ghostly encounters reported at the Riddle House, let's talk about the most infamous spirit that is said to linger there. The spirit of Joseph, a former employee who hanged himself in the attic. I'll share more about Joseph in just a moment, but there's so much more to uncover. The Riddle House is notorious for its intense paranormal activity. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The most haunted area of the house is the attic, where Joseph's spirit is said to be the most active. People have experienced objects being thrown, doors slamming shut on their own, and even the feeling of being pushed by unseen hands. Some believe that Joseph's restless spirit is angry, trapped in the place where he ended his life. Remember when I mentioned Joseph, the former employee who took his own life? Well, here's the jaw-dropping part about it. According to local lore, Joseph was distraught over financial troubles and saw no way out. His tragic end has left a lingering presence in the Riddle House, and those who have ventured into the attic often report an overwhelming sense of despair and anger, as if Joseph is still struggling with his fate. Okay, so we've explored the haunted history of the Riddle House, the tragic spirit of Joseph, and the eerie encounters that have terrified visitors for decades. It's been an interesting tale, hasn't it? Don't miss out on more spine-chilling tales. Follow us for more paranormal stories.